Hi everybody, welcome to a short talk on CBD. We're going to do a small segments of it, a few segments of CBD after having such an amazing class event last Thursday.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people here. We posted a class, a workshop on it on Facebook under Merka-moment, and we had 37 people show up. We had 10 people call and let us know that they couldn't make it. And then we had, I don't know, like almost just under 200 people that said they were interested in going or being a part of it, something like that, 175. It's one of the biggest Facebook participations we've had when we've announced something like this. So I think that shows a lot. So we thought we would do some short little educational videos coming from our perspective and what we've learned with our studies of CBD and the process of it. And we thought we'd break it up into small live videos. So this one we're just going to kind of cover what companies to choose, how to choose, what you want to look for in your products before you consume them.
Mm-hmm.
This is David, everybody. David. I'm Bishop, and welcome to our Merka-moment on CBD.
Exactly. Yep. Good stuff. I've been using it now for a couple weeks, and I've really noticed a change in my sleep habits. That's the primary reason that I started it. And 2 weeks of sleeping through the entire night without waking up, that's pretty good for me. So I'm feeling good, feeling chill, feeling focused. You wake up the next day without any type of a sleep hangover. Because you're not putting yourself to sleep with this, it's just allowing your body to sleep in its natural state on its own. So I'm a huge believer in CBD for sleep, definitely.
Yep. Then we'll get into another episode where we talk more about the health benefits, just from anecdotal stories from people that are taking it themselves, and from some of the research we've done that has been done in clinical trials. We'll just explain a little bit of that, but once again, always consult a doctor before changing any medications. This is approved as a supplement. This is the only product that I know of, and there may be others, but this is the only one that the FDA has approved as the one we have found. That's why we started doing and talking more about it. We've been looking for a long time. We finally found a product that we're happy with. So now that got us to a place where we could put our name behind it. But whatever product you decide to go with, make sure it kind of has some of the things we're going to talk about today. And feel free to ask questions and say hi.
Mm-hmm.
David is going to be on the computer helping out, answering and responding to a lot of things, and he'll read them off, and we'll try to respond to them here. But this episode right now is all about helping you to break down all the different products that are on the market and try to find something that you think is going to be the best, most beneficial for yourself from what you know to ask about.
Hi, Monica.
Hi, Monica. All right, so
She said hi to me.
So this episode, one of the things you're going to want to ask is how much CBD is in your product. So I watched a YouTube video with a doctor, a PhD doctor, and he does some informational YouTube videos to help his patients understand some of the pros and cons of different types of medications and surgeries and things like that. One of the ones that he went over was how much CBD is in your product. So if you're going to go to a store and pick up a CBD off the shelf, does it say how much is in it, and how do you know that that's what's in it? So what he said from his research is a majority of CBD products that are on the market, there's just over 155 products in one research that I found of CBD coming from commercial hemp, which is what's legal. You can buy it at health food stores and things like that. Whereas from marijuana, that would be something you'd have to, in Maine, you have to have a card, cannabis card, to be able to go and get something like that. That's very beneficial. You're going to get a lot from that. But for people who don't want to get the high, who want little to no THC, which gives you that high feeling, and just wants more of the medicinal properties of something without having that effect, you want to go with a CBD product. So what he said is majority of these products are coming from Asia. And what they do is they have a lot of filler, and they put the bare minimum of CBD, so it tests for CBD and it shows up in a CBD test, but it's just enough to say that it has some in it, but not nearly the amount that's on the label, if it even says it on the label. So he said that that's one of the biggest misconceptions. You could just pick up anything and it will be what it says it is. Following that made me look into it a little bit. I went to PubMed and they did a European study on 14 different CBD products, going and picking them up, going and buying them at a store. And they found that out of the 14, 9 of them had nowhere near what was printed on the label. So it said it had a certain amount of CBD. When they tested it, laboratory testing did not have that. 5 of them had equal or close to, but the fillers and other things that are in it were the things you had to look at. Okay, so is it helpful, benefit, or is it something that may actually make you sick? So how much CBD is in it, and how do you know that what's in it? So that brings us to the next part. There are lab results for some companies. Does the company you're buying your product from offer you lab results testing that's third party outside of themselves? Because you find a lot of companies out there who offer you all these results, but it's their own testing. So how do you know that what's on the label is really there? How do you know that the reports they're giving you is true? So having an independent third party come in and test your product, their product, to make sure that it is what it says it is, that it doesn't have harmful things like heavy metals, pesticides, things like that, that it doesn't have any solvents remaining in it, which would cause solvents. There's 3 different ways of processing THC and CBD and all these products, all these cannabinoids out of a product like hemp, commercial hemp. One of the ways is using solvents. And what happens is the residue that's left behind on the extracted material can cause neurological defects in your body and in your brain. So they're very harmful. So if it's solvent based, you have to be very careful of that. Maybe some solvents are better than others, but that would be that would be the second choice. The primary choice would be to have a cold extraction CO2 extracted material. So they lower the temperature of your product so they're not heating it up, so you're not losing any of the benefit of the medicinal plant matter. They bring the temperature down, they extract it through CO2, which is perfectly clean, it leaves nothing behind. Most companies don't do this, or people you'll get your product from, because it's very costly to buy the machinery, and then you have to have somebody who it fully understands how that machine works and runs it, and that's what they deal with. So understanding that whole process, how that works, that's when you know you're getting a clean product. And then what's in it, laboratory testing. Any questions so far?
No, not yet.
So we have some people saying
People
hi.
are talking to each other, but
Yeah. So people are watching, which is fantastic. So these are some of the things we went over in the class. The workshop itself, we had people sitting on the floor. There were just so many people. It was a fantastic one. We're going to do more of those, especially because we've already been asked. And if you're looking for more events to talk about CBD and some of the benefits, and some of the people having testimonials from people that can show up and stand up and say, it worked for me in this way, we're definitely going to do that, especially if you're asking for it. We're also going to have some other ones of how to infuse CBD into other products, other things like bath bombs and things like that, possibly making your own salves and other ideas like that. So stay tuned for those to be posted in the very, very near future. And if you want certain events like that, let us know, and we'll work to get those posted up for you. So does the product itself have any THC in it? So there are some products on the market that are isolates. They isolate the CBD and you just get that. And there are other products that full spectrum, and the full spectrum itself will have THC in it. So if you're getting it from hemp, which is commercial hemp, which would be legal in the United States, depending on how it's processed and how it's grown and tested. You want something that is commercial hemp. Will happen if you're not looking for that THC high, you'll want it to get it from that over getting it from marijuana. There are processing of marijuana where they take down or take out the THC. That's an option for that. But a lot of what we see around here in our area is full spectrum. They'll have it might have a little bit high amount of THC that may give you that high feeling. So going with a hemp, commercially grown hemp, will give you the benefits of a full spectrum of having 0.3% of THC or less. The legal limit, what a hemp plant, different strains of it, but primarily hemp will have 0.3% or less, and it'll have a higher amount of CBD in it. So with that, commercial hemp would be a better product for you if you're looking for the medicinal, something you could take on a daily as a dietary. Take it in the morning, take it at night, builds up in your system. You don't have to worry about getting that the cannabis, the marijuana high. Okay, so THC. Full spectrum is, I personally feel that it's more beneficial. It gives you the entourage effect. It brings in all the cannabinoids from the THC, the CBDs, CBD, CBDN, CBDA, CBDR, G, all these different CBDs. And cannabinoids in hemp, there are, right now they found over 80, some odd, 86 I think it was last study I read a little bit ago, and they're finding more of them all the time. Hemp hasn't been researched nearly as much as marijuana has. And marijuana and hemp are both from cannabis. That's the family. Cannabis is up here, and then they're cousins to each other, okay? So a lot of them, having some in it is okay, as long as it's a really small amount. One of the companies, the company that we found that we really are happy with, their product has 0.03 to 0.05%, so it has a tenth of what the legal limit is. And which brings up another question often, will I test positive? If you're in a job that does drug screening, having a full spectrum, you may test positive. It all depends on how much you're taking, it depends on how fast your body metabolizes the products you're putting into it. So that's something to really think about. So if you're in a position where you don't want to touch anything with that because you're afraid of your job, then you might want to go with, if you're still looking for this product, an isolate. So an isolate isolates just the CBD, so you get all of the benefits of the CBD without having any of the worry, any of the concerns of the THC, because they extract that out. So this one will work. There's all the studies saying just an isolate, just CBD itself does all kinds of amazing things. But if you did this one compared to a full spectrum, it may take a little bit longer to see the full results. You may need to build up your system a little bit longer. Whereas this one has more options, more cannabinoids in it that go off throughout your body and do different things. Something to think about with the cannabinoids, and there being so many of them, THC plays an important role. Not only does you give you the high effect, but if you take that aspect out of it, THC it's like a bus, and it helps move the cannabinoids, the other ones that kind of attach to it, and it helps move it through your body, through your system, through your endocannabinoid system, which all animals, fish, birds, dogs, cats, humans, we all have this cannabinoid system, endocannabinoid system. So that's how the receptors through your body. That's what happens with this. You ingest the cannabinoids, CBD or full spectrum, and it goes through your body and it attaches and it works on bringing your body back into homeostasis. So where's the product farmed? That's a kind of important thing. Do you know where it's farmed? Are they using pesticides? Are they is it farmed in an eco-friendly way? Is it something that farming? What else do we want to talk about farming?
How economical it is for the world.
Yep, absolutely. So with the company we found, it's a family-owned company, which is one of the things I'm really happy about, because you're gonna start seeing in the next 2 years, CBD is projected by the market to increase by 700%. People want to find natural solutions. They want to find things that they don't have to go on pharmaceuticals. They don't want to. We have a huge opioid addiction in the United States, and a lot of people don't even want to go down that road. So they want to find something that's all natural. CBD is a great way of adding that into your daily routine to bring you back into homeostasis, so your body repairs itself. So where it's grown matters. How it's grown. What do they use in the soil? Hemp is a fantastic resource, It grows, what grows in 1 acre could be something that cotton would take up 2 to 3 acres. It's an anti-pesticide, so it keeps all the pests away, so you don't need to use pesticides. Okay. Also, when you're getting your product, are they white labeling it? It's a new term for me. I hadn't really thought about what that means, but a lot of your companies out there, a lot of your supplement companies, a lot of companies that we deal with when it comes to liquids will white label. They'll go and get their product from a farm that this farm grows only this product, and they take this allotment and send it off to processing for that company that's buying it and this amount that's buying it. Or they'll harvest all of it, process it, and then just take out a certain amount and send it to whoever's buying it. It's all coming from the same place. They're putting a label on it, calling it their own, and then giving all of these benefits that this does, while this company right next door here is buying the same thing, putting their label and saying it does whatever they're deciding it does. This company, we're lucky to find a company that's not the option. That's not what they do. They grow it themselves, they process it themselves. Those are the things you want to look at. Do you know where it's coming from? Do you know what's in it? Does your company give you lab results so you know what it is? Do they post it someplace where it's easily accessible? So you have something? Add something in so I can read my notes.
Your notes.
I have notes just because I don't want to miss anything. There's a lot going on with this one. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Hang on, just a minute. I was answering a question and got lost in it.
And how's it processed? So solvents is one. CO2 is the best, cleanest one to have. So if the product is done with solvents, that would be, if you can't get or find one that is processed with CO2, something that's super clean, leaves nothing behind, solvents would be your next one. Just be careful, understand what's in it, what they're doing, and what the repercussions of that are. Is the ingredients inside the product all natural? You'll see a lot of products and a lot of additives done. This company here, this is theirs. See how clear it is? You can just see right through that. Okay. Some this one has everything in it is all natural. All of the flavorings are all natural. They have like, I don't know if it's 8 or 10 different flavorings of this particular company. They have only one that is a candy flavoring, and that's watermelon. Otherwise, all of them, everything in here comes from a plant. What's the base oil of it? So for us, for this one, it's MTC coconut oil. So medium chain triglycerides. So your body can process those much easier. They can fall through your body, even go into areas of your body that long chains can't, that are harder. So this one here has coconut oil in it. Is it processed with olive oil? Is it processed with sunflower seed oil? There's many different oils that people can do that with. Understand what that is, understand how that's going to affect you, what it's made with. Those are important aspects to look at. How the flavoring is. Also, how does it taste? What we've been hearing, and we did a lot of research before we brought a product in that we stand behind. One of the things you're going to want to know is, how does it taste? Do I need to buy a massive bottle, spend a lot of money on something that I don't even know if I'm going to like to take? And if I don't like it, am I still going to take it? So finding something that's all natural, it's going to be easier for you to take it every day and want to take it. What I recommend is putting it next to the toothbrush in your magic cabinet, where you get up and brush your teeth in the morning and before you go to bed, and that way you would just know to take it every day. So that's really kind of something to look at there. How pure is your product? We already talked about that. Can you travel with your product? Let's say that you're taking it and you take it daily. You're going to go on a trip somewhere. Merka-moment has travel group. We have a travel group. We bring people to places. We just came back from Jamaica. We just brought 62 people to Dominican Republic last year. We brought 75 people to Costa Rica the year before that. We're bringing 39 people to Ireland a little bit. When you start going to all these other countries, you're getting on a plane and flying, does your product go with you? Can you bring it through the airport? Can you bring it through TSA? Something to think about. So we found a product that is legal. It's the only one I know of so far, and I'm sure if there are others, please post them. This is the only product that I've seen that is legal in all 50 states. And to add to that, yesterday, right, We had somebody in here. He's very helpful today. I know he's busy over there.
It's after 6.
So yeah, had to wait. We were going to do this earlier, but the shop has been so busy that it's been very difficult to be able to put this video together. But we had somebody in yesterday, maybe it's the day before, that had contacted their insurance company to let them know that they were going to start taking a CBD product, and the insurance company said that if you test positive for THC, we will drop you, and they've dropped many other people who have gone in. She's going into the hospital to have a procedure done, and if they happen to test for that for whatever reason, that's a possibility. You come out of the hospital at the end of all that, and then you have to pay the full amount because your insurance drops you. She let him know about this company. And when you find a company that is FDA approved as a supplement and is legal in all 50 states, you can send them your documentation that this is what you're taking. She sent it to them. They looked it over, did their research, went to the website, and wrote her back an email that said, you are covered. We will not have any problems with you taking this, no matter if you test positive on a full spectrum, not an issue. They guaranteed that to her in writing. So, for me, finding a company that will support your decisions for a natural, homeopathic, all-natural way of taking a supplement that's going to help you, that's something you want to find. That's better than gold. Okay. Also, the cleanliness of where your product is processed. There's the International Standards Organization that licenses and puts out the standards for how a lab is run and how the cleanliness of a lab. The ISO. This particular company is ISO certified. It's international, it's for the world. So when you go into a lab and you have to put on the white jacket, or if you have the full white from head to toe and face mask, they're the ones who set up those standards. This company does those standards. They are ISO certified. It's a yearly certification, I believe. I'll double check with that. It might be 6 months, but I believe it's once a year. And so they follow those standards. They're certified. That's what this product is. Is the product you're getting, that you're ingesting into your body, done in a clean environment? Okay, so those are some of the things you want to think about. Things that I hadn't thought about until we started doing research on that and what that means to you, what it means to the things you're putting into your body. When something that you're taking isn't FDA regulated, and you can really argue if it is FDA regulated, you're just, depending what side you're on. But if it's not, has no regulations at all, what does that mean for you health-wise when you take that? So something to think about. Traveling, how it's processed, what's in it, what's it made from, all of that are all things. Okay, so full spectrum, people, you may not pass a drug test. Isolate, you definitely will. So there's a product for everybody. Don't change your medications. Don't talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is a supplement. We have personally seen fantastic results for a lot of people in a lot of situations, but that'll be another segment. You don't get high from it. That's not an option with this. There's not nearly enough THC in this. In these products, it's you're getting the trace amounts of it so that it helps your whole system heal and move forward and do better and recover better. That would be the majority of what I would like to talk about for this segment. Mm-hmm. You've answered all?
Well, there's been questions, but it's more about results and things like that, which we're going to talk about in the next segment that we do. But we just wanted to show you the base of hemp and what it's all about.
Yeah, so when we do classes, the classes are not about this product. We just have to finally find a product. We have a lot of people that come through Merka-moment. We're a community store. We're here to help everybody. And when people come in, we have a crystal for that. We do. We have hundreds and hundreds of crystals here. We have something for everybody. But when somebody wants something different, they want an all-natural way of healing. We know a few naturopath doctors we refer people to all the time. We know we have a friend who's a nurse practitioner, and we send people to her because she licensed people for cannabis for people who are looking for that. We know people who are growers who do it with pesticide free, and we send people off to the right people for them. But if you're looking for something that we haven't offered before, this is the next thing. The thing that we've been looking forward to have here that we can tell people about. We don't carry it here in the store. We can show you how to get it for this one. But when you go off and go and get yours, our classes that we're doing are not about selling this. The product sells itself. We don't talk about that. What we're trying to educate people on is what you're looking for, what your needs are, what you're hoping to achieve from it. Have you done research of asking simple questions, things you would think about afterwards? You're like, geez, I should have asked that. That's what we want to do. We want to educate people on how to move forward with what your needs are and what's most beneficial for you. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a few more segments of this to educate. You know, it just helps talking about it and get the word out that hemp is actually really good for you in a lot of ways. We want to fight back the fear stigma.
So yeah, we'll be doing another event like we did the other night real soon. We've got some great people working with us, and your questions will be answered.
Yep, and feel free to keep asking questions. Even this is live right now, but keep asking questions, and we'll respond with all of the answers that we can find. What I do love is that there's a ton of research out there if you're willing to look for it. I've been digging up new things constantly. I found all kinds of medical studies. There's all kinds of research that's happening now in a very fast pace. So you want to make sure you sift through it, understand what it is, what's real, what's not real. You want to get away from what people are trying to tell you, because I've already been told things that well, this product does better than that product, and I'm like, okay, well, the research doesn't show that. That's not where the research is saying, so I want to go with the research. And then when I talk to people, I want to hear their testimonials. I want to understand how it affected you, and is that following what the research says? Hand in hand, right there. So you want to make sure you're making those choices for yourself. So we're going to have those classes, we're going to do those things, and we're going to bring it all together. The video is live now. That's what we're doing, live video, which is fantastic, right? So much fun. But, yeah, you got to do it all in one take, so no messing up, right? You should see us when we've done some of our Merka-moments that have been clipped, so we've done ahead. So about the 5th time, we're like, okay, stop laughing. About the 5th time, we're like, oh my God, I messed that up. So comment down below. You know,
we're getting some great comments. Thank you, everybody. We're up to like 27 people.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
tuning in on a Saturday.
Yep, write it in long after. We're going to keep monitoring it. We'll keep answering. We'll find answers for you. We have a huge support team that is helping us, educate us. So when we ask questions, we have a whole line of people that are there helping us understand how it works, where it comes from, what it does, all of that. All right? So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Happy weekend.
This is David. I'm Bishop. Thank you for tuning in for another Merka moment here at Merka Soul.
Bye.
Bye.